Hello, this is John Keel with the Engine Room in rediscovering our 12-step cure. We come up out of the fear into absolute truth in knowing the true potential within us. The only thing stopping us is ourselves. You may find daily affirmations with archives going back to 2015, May of 2015, John Keel Engine Room on Facebook. As this is our way out of, well, the self-indulgence, the selfish ways which had led us to near destruction of ourselves, we find a stairway to heaven in sinking, intuitively knowing. Synchronicity, as Carl Jung explains it, we recognize the synchronicities in our newfound freedom where we intuitively know what used to baffle us. And in being, our true being, to thine own self be true. And the way we do this is simply, this one you can see a bit more readily, simply practicing spiritual principles that are laid at our feet. Honesty, and we'll look at those in a little more detail later on. So with that, we'll get on with how this works, of the 12 steps, true intent and focus in allowing one to think consciously of our actions. Faith without action is dead. So it's our thoughts which determine the actions that we take, which result in our behavior. This is I put this up as a symbol of true care within us. And if we don't give what is within us, it will destroy us. This is, of course, the true care symbol of Asclepius, the star of life that is seen on our ambulances and paramedic uniforms. This is true. The true care. The other ones, Catechus, is more money-oriented, profit-motivated. But we're concentrating on this in how we can live and let die as we come up in higher consciousness, in self-actualization, self-realization, in climbing our stairway steps. It takes work in practicing things that we've never done, coming out of the egotistical pride, in doing moral practices, spiritual practices, and that ego does fight us. But if we can have the wherewithal to come up, the defects or our old skin sheds off. So that's just a look. This is just a real quick look, and we'll not get too focused on this, but the purple lines, the crude purple lines, these are the 12 steps, and the objective here is to, through aligning ourselves with truth, spiritual, universal principles, that, as in step 11 in St. Francis' prayer, we be channels of that which is. Of, let's put it as the universe, one song, as in Led Zeppelin, which remains the same. So we make contact with that which is, and it allows us to be channels of that, all power, all knowing, and everywhere. It again, when we align ourselves with truth, that nobody can really trick us. So that's a plus, huh? And so this is a look at how we study in the engine room, understanding what words mean. And we come back, when we understand what words mean, we can put them in a logical sentence, having processed those words, having a greater understanding and higher definition and clarity. Therefore, we can gain a greater understanding to speak of what we know, putting out wisdom, outputting good things, bettering our communities, and empowering others, uplifting others, encouraging others to come up. For if we do this, it goes without saying, we all come up. Another look at the trivium. I just see that this is so important way of a study, so that no one has to be, well, I hate to say the term, but a slave in not knowing and having others put false information in our heads. That for if we garbage in, garbage out, and if I have bad input put in, if I just accept it without critical thought and not knowing what words mean, then I may absolutely develop a dis-ease. I may develop a virus. Why did she swallow the fly? I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. And we could look at, ain't no bugs on me, and maybe bugs on some of the mugs, but then there's no bugs on us. So we can process our words, making logic, and having a greater understanding again, and then we can speak with good output and giving wisdom for our fellow brothers and sisters. This is simply a look at how our thoughts determine the actions, or the course of actions that we take, determine our behavior and the world in which we live. And in my state of being, I wasn't exactly being, but I certainly was a drain upon not only the ones that love me, but, well, my whole environment. And so this is simply looking at cause and effect, consequentialism. We reap what we sow. Simple karma. Okay, so our emotions, and we could look at this in having courage, a French word for heart. When we fight the good fight with heart, we can, perseverance, being determined, and through discipline, we could look at that, fighting with heart, that we can come up and make the world a better place, having our communities come together. And we'll continue this in one moment.